What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to This Week in Sports. It is your lovely host, Romeo Sharp, here once again. Hold on, y'all. Before I get into anything really sports-related, Bleacher Report actually posted this post on their Instagram about the NFL players' biggest fears. And if I go down the list of some of them, Adam Thielen, the wide receiver from Carolina, his biggest fear is snake and mice. Pat Surtain, the reigning defensive player of the year, his actually biggest fear is frogs, which is kind of pretty random. Fred Warner is afraid of the ocean. That's pretty valid, I feel, about that. Kalen Saunders, this is kind of insane to me. This kind of, I don't know why, but his biggest fear is an unfinished basement. Now, I don't know what that really means, but, I mean, an unfinished basement kind of strikes fear into him. And then, one that I can really relate to is Aaron Jones, the running back from the Vikings. His biggest fear is owls, y'all. So, Noah, can you kind of tell me, what's your biggest fear?
Is this the intro?
Yeah, this is the intro, man. What's your biggest fear, real quick?
Biggest fear, honestly, just I think I'm scared of heights. To be honest, like I don't mind roller coasters, but I'll never go to fucking Six Flags because you heard all the stories of like getting decapitated and shit.
I've seen
like
videos. I've seen some pretty crazy videos.
Died like 2 years ago. It's like so recent, so I'm never going back over there.
That's reasonable. So I seen that post and it had me thinking too, because also as a kid, y'all, I used to be actually very scared of dogs as a kid. Like I remember, what was it? I was living back in Indiana, and I was getting off the bus, about to head home. Me and my brother, one of our neighbors, mind y'all, it was a puppy, like black Labrador puppy. He was in his yard, and he wasn't on his leash, so he was off leash. And as we're walking, we both look to the right of us, and we see him. And then the neighbor literally screamed, "Hey, don't run!" But that kind of initiated me to run. The dog started chasing us, so I'm running for my life, going up the stairs, going into my house, and then I'm crying. I'm telling my dad what happened, and he was like, "What happened?" I said, "I just got chased by a dog," and then he sees what the dog looks like. I promise you, this man smacked the shit out of me for that, y'all. But like I said, I think just
what the dog look like.
It was just a little puppy. It was like a little black Labrador puppy. Like I promise you, this thing probably wasn't over a year old. Like I think it still was like very, like how they have puppy legs when puppies are kind of like stumbling around and stuff like that. Like it still had puppy legs. So that was probably very embarrassing. And then there's this There's this neighborhood around the area. It was called Dogland. And so I called it Dogland because everyone in their mama had dogs in their front yard. So I was really just afraid of dogs back then. I love dogs now. I'm a huge dog guy. I have my dog Roscoe. That's my boy right there. So just kind of let me know what you guys think. Let me know some of your guys' biggest fears. Tell me down below some of your guys' biggest fears.
This was your intro. That's what you planned.
Yeah, this is what I planned. I was just like, it was just something that came to mind. Just like I said, I mean, it was kind of sort of like sports related because it was on Bleacher Report, and I think it was just a slow day. It was a slow day in the office for Bleacher Report because I don't think they had anything going on that week. So, but I was like, you know what? Let me kind of get into that. But honestly, y'all, we have, and I keep saying it every week, but it just speaks true that this is a jam-packed week, y'all, in sports. We got NFL free agency actually starting today as I'm recording right now, y'all. We're going to have a lot of breaking news going on here. I won't be able to get into everything that's happening today because today, March 10th, is the official day, like official free agency day. I think one of our biggest one that actually just happened right now, let me see. The biggest thing that happened right now, like 9 minutes ago, y'all, was Sam Darnold is signing with the all right, y'all. Man, hell nah. But yeah, the Seahawks are signing free agent Sam Darnold to a 3-year deal worth $110 million. Now, you might be wondering, how the hell did we get here with Sam Darnold and how the Seahawks get him? I'll get right into that. So let's just dive right in right now. So one of the biggest signing, actually it was a trade, y'all. One of the biggest trades that happened just recently was Geno Smith. Geno Smith was traded from the Seattle Seahawks to the Las Vegas Raiders for a 3rd-round pick. That's pretty impressive, I would say. I think that's a steal. So basically what happened with the Seattle and Geno Smith. I think contract talks, contract negotiations, they kind of like stalled out. A little bit about Geno Smith. He was a 3-year full-time starter for the Seattle Seahawks. He was backing up Russell Wilson the year prior to that. He had a completion percentage of around 68%. He threw over 71 touchdowns, 34 picks. He threw for over 12,226 yards in his 3 years with Seattle. He's won comeback player of the year because if you guys know Geno Smith, he did come from the New York Jets, where he had an abysmal of a start in his career. I think he got in a fight with one of his players, broke his jaw. He was a cancer to the locker room. It was really bad. It was really bad for him. He bounced around the league to the Chargers, to the Giants, and then he found himself a home in Seattle. So he did lead the Seattle Seahawks to 3 winning records in his 3 seasons. So he gets to also reunite with Pete Carroll as them and the Las Vegas Raiders look to, dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs for the AFC West and, be more competitive. I was talking to one of my longtime friends, and I kind of wanted to ask him, how he felt about it, because the Raiders essentially traded Davante Adams for Geno Smith. So that 3rd-round pick that they traded was the 92nd pick, which was acquired in the Jets trade for Davante Adams. The Raiders do get their guy. I think he's a bridge guy for the next 2 or 3 years. We'll see where they go from there. And like I said, I spoke just looking at Geno Smith, man. Like that, so inspirational, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like he like I said, he was a cancer in the locker room for the Jets. And like I said, I spoke to one of my longtime friends. Shout out to Jaron, and kind of asked him how he felt about this trade, and he said he's getting the most consistent quarterback since Derek Carr, and I completely agree with him because after Derek Carr left, there wasn't much stability in that quarterback room for the Raiders. I mean, they had Jimmy Garoppolo, who he didn't pan out. They had Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Minshew. None of those guys actually panned out. I mean, he did say he expected more than Geno Smith. He was probably looking forward to someone in the draft, or even looking forward to maybe Aaron Rodgers coming in. So he's not a big fan of this trade. I think this trade kind of went really well, at least for the Raiders, just for the short term, and just being more competitive in the AFC West. The AFC West is very stacked right now, with coaches and quarterbacks as well. So Geno Smith, like I said, he's a really consistent quarterback. He's really revived his career coming out of from playing from the Jets and, being a backup for a majority of his career as well. And I really think Seattle's in rebuild mode right now, y'all. They released their longtime Seahawk, Tyler Lockett, and they also traded away DK Metcalf to the Steelers for a 2nd-round pick, y'all. So, and this happened yesterday. So DK Metcalf has been sent to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a 2nd-round pick. And as I'm looking at this, we're seeing George Pickens and then DK Metcalf, and these are 2 strong personalities. So strong. Their personality, they got this diva mentality that a lot of people say about these receivers. So he also signed a 5-year extension as well that was worth over $150 million. And so what was crazy is it was reported that he wanted to be traded to a warm weather state with a stable quarterback situation, which it's kind of ironic if we look at it because last time I checked, Pittsburgh is not a warm weather state, and also they don't have a stable quarterback situation going on in Pittsburgh. The quarterback question is still up in the air. Who's gonna be the guy to throw them the ball? That's what really matters here. So let me know what you guys think about that Geno Smith trade. Was it a good trade for the Raiders? What about Seattle? Where do you guys think Seattle's going to be? Just let me know down below. So, also, we had another great receiver on the move. So, Davante Adams, after he got released by the New York Jets, he signs a 2-year deal with the LA Rams. The 2-year deal is worth, I think, $46 million. So, it's nothing too, it's a pretty good deal for him. It could be maybe his last 2 years, or we'll see where they go from there. But he's one of the best route runners, and he's had to play with Matthew Stafford, who also re-signed with the team after there was multiple speculations that he was not happy with the team. It definitely looks like Cooper Kupp is definitely on his way out. They're not finding any good suitors for Cooper Kupp, so they're probably just going to have to release him. And so you got Devontae Adams paired up with Puka Nacua, and it makes me think, maybe is this the best wide receiver duo in the NFL? We gotta let time, tell and let us and see how this upcoming season comes along for this team. And I think it was really just a great situation after like a disastrous failure in New York. That New York Jets team, like they called them the New York Packers. Like they had Aaron Rodgers, they had Alan Lazard, they had Devontae Adams. They had these guys, and thinking that maybe this might be their chance. Like this might be their time to make the playoffs. They have one of the longest playoff droughts in the NFL right now. I think in all the major sports as well. No, I don't know. Can you check to see when the last time the New York Jets made the playoffs? And while he does that, we'll get into our next thing as well. Like I said, y'all, it's been
2010.
2010, y'all. 2010 was the last time they made the playoffs. I think they made it to the AFC Championship game with Mark Sanchez, I believe it was, right, Noah?
Yeah, they lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers in the AFC Championship game, 24-19. From 2001 to 2010, they made the playoffs 6 times.
And I think that's 6 times, and I think now from 2010 to now, I don't think they even sniffed the playoffs. I think they might have gotten like 9 wins a couple of years ago, but I don't know. Like that is just. That team is just that franchise. I've said it over and over again about that franchise. It's definitely a dumpster fire of a franchise. Not too sure where they're gonna go from there.
As a casual fan, all I know from the Jets is I always think of the Mark Sanchez butt fumble.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally the first thing that comes up in my mind every time someone says New York Jets.
And I think that speaks a lot for them, because I think a lot of people, when they think of the New York Jets, they think about that Mark Sanchez butt fumble. And I think what the Jets are doing, like, because I think with Aaron Rodgers, like, it's crazy, because if you guys look at it very closely, looking at it very closely, y'all, you have, what is it? Hold on, let me see. You have, they traded for Brett Favre back when the Packers moved on from him and went with Aaron Rodgers. They an older Brett Favre, didn't pan out at all, and then they did the same formula, traded for an old Packers quarterback, and it just didn't go well for them. So this New York Jets team, definitely it's I don't know where they're gonna go from here with all that going on. But again, y'all, with all this turmoil and everything going on, y'all, there's another man that I talked about early in our first episode, Myles Garrett. After weeks of turmoil and both sides being hard-headed, the Browns GM. Or was it? I think it was either it was the owner. The Browns owner. I think what's his name? No, can you find out what the Browns owner? I think is it Jimmy Haslam or something like that. But after like
Jimmy Haslam.
Jimmy Haslam. Okay, yeah. So Jimmy Haslam. That's infinite ball knowledge, y'all. But so Jimmy Haslam. Him and Myles Garrett. They were butting heads for the last like 5 weeks, y'all. Last 5 weeks. Myles Garrett saying he wants to win a Super Bowl. He wants to play for a contender. Jimmy Haslam not even, and Myles Garrett out requesting to meet up with Jimmy Haslam, and Jimmy just refusing to meet up with him, telling him to go talk to the GM. I think the GM's name is Andrew Barry or something. I could be wrong, but. So they were just going back and forth. Like I said, Myles Garrett wanted to play for a contender. But y'all, as we all know, money makes you dance. Money makes you sing. Money makes a lot of things shake. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Hey, money makes things shake. And so after all these weeks of just back and forth, Myles Garrett signs a mega deal with the Browns. The former number 1 overall pick got paid, y'all. He was made the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. It's a 4-year deal worth over $40 million a year. And I think it's $123 million guaranteed cash. So I'm like I said, money can make you do a lot of things. Money can make you do a lot of things, y'all. So, there's also, which is crazy, they actually put a no trade clause into this contract as well. So, now he can't really complain about wanting to get traded. They did put all their they put all their chips into Myles Garrett. He is a defensive player of the year, and he had 14 sacks last year. But they have a lot of other issues to address, and like I talked about it with the quarterback situation with Mr. Tuggy Man, Deshaun Watson over there. But money can heal a lot of wounds. Money can heal a lot of wounds, and then with limited cap space now, like I said, I don't know. They have like I think $4 million in cap, so I don't know if they have enough to really just add on to this season. They might have to just try to eat up all that contract and see where they go from here, and just draft really well and just hope for the best. This Browns team, and all this money just getting flown around. You know what I'm saying? Like I need some of that. I need some of that. You know how I can get some of that? If you guys just continue to support This Week in Sports, just keep supporting us, listening in. Send it to your friends, your family, your uncles, your grandpas, whoever, and that can really just help me out so I can start touching money like this. You know what I'm saying? And then speaking of money, I think didn't Stephen A just sign like a big old lucrative deal with ESPN as well?
Yes.
Yeah. How much was it? Was it 100? Like, was it like a 5-year, $100 million extension or something like that? So I'll have Noah look into that. But it's like, help me help you. You know what I'm saying? Let's try to. I want to touch something like that one day, y'all. But like I said, just with your
touch something like that one day is crazy.
Pause. But just with. Like I said, with you guys' support and stuff like that, just keep on supporting, you know what I'm saying? But let's get into the next guy that got paid really well, y'all. The MVP man himself, Josh Allen, y'all. He just got paid as well. Yesterday, Josh Allen agrees to a 6-year extension worth $330 million, y'all. With the largest guarantee ever of $250 million. That man really got it all. Remember, though, we were talking about how Josh Allen Josh Allen really got it all. He got an MVP, got the huge contract extension, and then he got Haley as well. So we can't win.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's all good. And you know what's crazy is this huge. Even though this contract sounds huge, y'all, you might think, oh damn, what are they gonna do in the future? No, it's fine, y'all. This deal is actually still team friendly because he still has 4 years left on his current deal. So and they added that 6 years. So they paid him early. They paid him early because once that 4 years comes up, we know for sure that the quarterback market is probably going to skyrocket into 500 million. The 500 millions, almost what is it, like maybe 50 million guaranteed a year or whatever. So he still had 4 years left on his current deal. So they went ahead and paid those guys pay that man early as he's looking to get his first Super Bowl. I'm hoping within this contract he does reach the Super Bowl at least and for sure win one because I am a pretty big favorite. I'm a pretty big fan of Josh Allen for sure. I mean, like I said, the MVP race talked about it earlier this year was controversial, but Josh Allen is playing out of his mind right now. So, and it really makes you wonder though. All these guys getting paid. And it's like, look at the Bengals right now. So the Bengals, with DK Metcalf's contract, the $150 million coming up, T. Higgins, after he got franchise tag, T. Higgins' asking price definitely just went up as well. His asking price went up. Jamar Chase's asking price even just skyrocketed even more because, like I said, he's the Triple Crown winner of last year. And with DK contract, now he's getting paid. He wants more than that. He wants the DK Metcalf plus contract now. So for Jamar Chase. So and with Myles Garrett deal, making him the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. Trey Hendrickson, he's gonna want more money, but he already requested a trade. So it's like seeing the Bengals, they really just fumbled it. They could have got them all locked up for, I wouldn't say cheaper, but they definitely would have got them locked up. At least they would have set the market for these guys. Now their market got set for them, and now these guys are going to want more. So I really just think, I don't know, y'all, the Bengals really just, they fumbled the bag when it came to this. They really fumbled the bag. And like I said, y'all, I'm recording this on March 10th. So there's a lot of stuff going on. This is like the free agency frenzy day. I won't be able to get to everything that's happened. I'll try to react, maybe get some live reactions throughout the week of any huge major signings as well. But like I said, it's gonna be a long week, and we got a lot of teams that are looking to really improve, to dethrone the Philadelphia Eagles, and to be one of the top teams. with all this football going on, there's also was a lot like this. Like I said, y'all, this past week with the NBA, there's a lot of huge accomplishments that actually that happened. So, LeBron James, I love talking about LeBron. You know what I'm saying? I think I can call myself probably a LeBron fan, but he becomes the first player to ever reach 50K points in NBA history in a 136-115 win over the Pelicans. He had 34 points that game. If you look at LeBron James's career, which was 22 years, right? You can honestly split his career up by his points into 4 different careers, y'all. Like I think his first 4 years, you could or whatever. I think you can do like he gets like 10,000, and then the next one, and then, just and so on. Like he has 4 NBA careers in one career, so it's just he's playing at a very high level. Congratulations to LeBron on reaching 50K points. I think that's unbeatable. I don't think anyone will be able to even be anywhere near that, unfortunately. Unless, I don't know if you think there's anyone that can probably, that's up and coming that could probably reach that 50K mark.
It's too early to tell. Honestly,
too early, yeah.
He's been in the league for 22 years, so it takes time. But yeah, 50,000 points. It's not something. I used to be a LeBron hater. Okay, I used to be a LeBron hater. He joined the fucking Lakers, so I had to be a fan. And then I ended up maturing, and then I realized the things he's doing is crazy. The longevity that he has is crazy, and the fact that he has 50,000 points altogether is just like it's something you can't really argue with. So to predict to predict if someone else is going to be able to do that, and you can't think of anybody, that just kind of just shows how crazy it is in general. Because, 50,000 points is fucking insane.
And this man, he spends over millions of dollars on his body to try to stay as healthy as he can. He did get injured on Sunday, and he'll be out for 1 to 2 weeks with a groin injury after they did get beat up on by the Celtics. As Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, as my friend was saying, it was the Tatum terror over there that was happening. They dropped 60+ combined points on the Lakers on Sunday. And, just speaking of the Celtics, they also broke a record as well. So against the Trailblazers, and I didn't. This is kind of random. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't familiar with Peyton Pritchard's game. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But Peyton Pritchard and Derek White had the most combined threes by a duo in NBA history with 19. So Peyton Pritchard against the Trailblazers, he had 43 points. He had the 10 3 points made. And then Derek White, I'm familiar with Derek White, but he had 41, and he had 9 3 points made as well. That's the most since Damian Lillard and Gary Trent Jr. in 2020, and then Clay, and then I'm be honest with you, I'm a casual, so I don't even know who Alfonso McKinney is, but I guess Clay and Alfonso McKinney. I think Alfonso. I'm not too sure. I'm not familiar with who that is, but they dropped 18 as a combined duo in 2018. So, and then which is crazy. It's like it's something that not even Steph and Clay could have achieved. You know what I'm saying? So it's like. It just kind of speaks volume of that Celtics team, y'all. Like, I said that, I have the Celtics and the Lakers in the NBA Finals. I'm still probably going to stick with the Celtics, but, they're playing just out of their mind as well. And speaking of, like I said, Steph and stuff like that, he actually eclipsed 25,000 career points in his as well. So it's kind of surprising if you think about it, considering the amount of threes this man is probably as well regarded as the greatest shooter of all time, and he in his 16th season he just eclipsed 25,000. So if we think about it though, that's the closest man that could beat LeBron. But like I said, he's already played 16 seasons, y'all. So he is the 26th player to do so. He's the 10th to do it with just one team, but I don't think there's no possible way he could reach 50K. Noah, I think. If he were to try to even attempt it, I think he will need to score over 6,250 points in the next 4 years. That's if he wants to play another 4 years. So I don't know. I don't know if he will play another 4 years.
I feel like just off the top of my head, I feel like if anybody's gonna get to 50,000 or close to it, maybe 45,000, it's probably gonna be KD, depending on how long he.
KD, yeah, okay, yeah. You know what? Yeah, I can see KD being the closest, at least, to getting to that 50K mark. And like I said, it's too early. It is too early to tell. But congrats to Steph for being able to get that 25K points himself. Like I said, it's a bit surprising. Considering that he is one of the greatest shooters of all time. But onto our next guy though. Now this man he's so nonchalant. He has a lot of aura to him. The Serbian giant himself, Nikola Jokic, the 3 times MVP. It should be a 4-time. I'll rest my case on that, but should be a 4-time. Considering they kind of just gave Joel Embiid the MVP that year, but I felt like it was like a damn here kind of MVP. Am I?
Can I say something?
Go
real quick? Kevin Durant is at 35,000, basically 34,985 total points. So he's got a long way. So I retract my statement.
He does have a long way, and then he did get he was injured his later half of his career too. So it definitely kind of stumps him a little bit too. So,
yeah. Anyway, Jokic.
Yeah, with Jokic though, y'all, he drops the first ever 30, 20, and 20 game ever, y'all. So he dropped 31 points. He had 21 rebounds, 22 assists, and 141 win over the Suns in overtime. His 22 assists, though, is actually a record by a center. And then that was his 29th triple-double of the season. And, y'all, like I said, this is the first we ever seen of someone accomplish this type of, stat line. This is like some 2K type of stat line. So I'm just seeing what he was able to do. And like I said, he just does it with no effort. It seems his reaction after the game, he is just like an everyday, the Taco Bell commercial guy. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this is what he's known as the Nuggets drafted him while a Taco Bell commercial was going on. So just seeing what he's able to do. He got his 29th triple double of the season. And then, like I said, he may have solidified his 4th MVP this year, even with SGA playing out of this world. But like I said, we'll get into that a little bit later. But just seeing as he played, this was a great accomplishment for him. And like I said, they're just
he definitely doesn't care about that.
He doesn't care. The thing is, he just does not care. And not in a bad way. It's just he's just playing basketball. He's just playing basketball.
It's natural.
It's just natural. It's just a natural thing to him. So
another thing is that he probably, well, not probably. I've seen this somewhere. I can't find it right now. But he actually got a triple double in the second quarter or something, and the rest of the game he got another triple double.
Yeah.
So he got 2 triple doubles in one game, basically.
Yeah, and that's actually it's insane to me. And when I watch him, if you guys seen his physique, that man is not he's not built like LeBron. He's not he's not as a bodybuilder as LeBron, and he's not as scrawny and as slim as Kevin Durant. This man is he's just out there playing. Honestly, he's out there playing, and then it's like a second job to him almost, So he's just kind of playing mindlessly at this point. So, yeah, him and the Nuggets, they're gonna be a problem for sure. They've always been a problem, but they're gonna continuously be a problem as long as Jokic is on the court. So we had something else going on this weekend as well. Let me just preface that I am a casual when it comes to this, but the UFC had their first. They had the UFC 313 happen as well. Again, I am a casual with this, but I learned from my boys, and the boys tell me, who watch it and know a lot about it. One guy that I just found in particularly, I found amused me a lot. His name was Mauricio Rufy. So he's a huge anime guy, and that's probably one of the main reasons why I like this guy. And then he got his name actually from Luffy from One Piece. So he got his name from Luffy from One Piece, and that's one of my favorite animes of all time, and I think it's one of the greatest animes of all time as well.
Look at the background, bro.
Look at the background, y'all. We got the little Luffy hat. Shout out to my brother. He got me the little Luffy bowl. You know what I'm saying? And then we also got Luffy Taro up here from Wano. So his last name's actually not Rufy at all. I think I just seen an interview. I don't know actually what his real last name is. If you can look up Mauricio Rufy's real last name, Noah. But so he gets his inspiration from Luffy. And it's so ironic. Like, this is my first time watching this guy, by the way, too, y'all. He in the first round, this man ended the fight in the first round with a spinning kick to knock out King Green. And so just seeing that was just like, yeah, you got a fan of me, Mauricio Rufy. You got a fan of me, and I hope to continue to see you prosper and see you win. And keep on getting knockouts, So, and that's amazing. So,
What's his name?
Mauricio Rufy.
That's his name.
That's his name? Wait, really?
Yeah.
I thought that wasn't his real name. So they said something in the interview. I'll look into it later. But the main card, y'all, the main event was Alex Pereira versus Magmed Ankalaev. I think that's how you say it. But in that fight in particular, y'all, had a lot of controversy going behind it. So Magmed won by unanimous decision. This was a title fight, by the way, too, y'all. He won by unanimous decision, but watching the fight itself, what was it? I think Alex Pereira, like, he was 10 for 10 on defensive takedowns. So, he wasn't getting to the ground, and it was just it seemed like a lot of hugging going on in that fight. I don't know, like, it was like a lot of hugging. I seen a lot of like significant strikes from Alex Pereira, and I don't know. I just thought, I thought he just had enough in the tank. I think there was one moment in the fight. I think it was like the second round where Magmed actually, what was it? He landed a nice strike to the head right before basically Alex Pereira was saved by the bell at that point. So that probably was the turning point of that fight. Like I said, I'm a casual, so I'm not too sure. I thought Alex Pereira should have won that fight. But you guys, any of my UFC fans, can you let me know down below, like, what you thought about that fight? If you felt like Alex was robbed, or, if you felt like it was a fair enough fight. Just let me know down below, okay? And with that being said now, y'all, we are on to, my favorite segment, Sharp Angle. Like I said, which is a Q&A where you guys, the listeners, ask me any questions, sports related, and I answer all of them. So, Noah, let's get into our first question of the day.
All right, first question. What do you think George Pickens' future will be now that the Steelers traded for DK? Because we just extended his contract for 5 years. Also, George Pickens is on his last year of his contract.
Ooh. Yeah, I think George Pickens' future with the Pittsburgh Steelers, I feel like it's a little uncertain as I kind of look into it. Again, like you mentioned, he's in his last year of his contract, and they just extended DK Metcalf as well. But going into this season, I feel like it may open up even more opportunities in the passing game for him. Like I said, him and DK Metcalf is a big, bulky guy, and then with George Pickens, he's long and lengthy as a receiver. But again, their personalities, it's a bit of like a diva mentality. Like I said, with receivers, I'm not personally calling them divas, but it's kind of what the mantra is for wide receivers like them in the NFL. And honestly, it really will all rely on who's going to be throwing them the ball. Like, is Russell Wilson coming back or Justin Fields coming back? I was going to say Sam Darnold, but he just signed with the Seahawks, so that's out the question. Aaron Rodgers maybe, and I know who asked the question. He's a big Steelers fan. He does not like Aaron Rodgers. He does not want Aaron Rodgers, a 41-year-old quarterback. Maybe someone from the draft could probably come in and help out, and because they got some weapons now. So they got DK and George Pickens. I think just their personalities, hopefully it meshes well, because like I said, those two have a very strong personality. But again, George Pickens' future, I think, is a little uncertain in Pittsburgh. Like I said, he's in his contract year. It's a contract year coming up for him. And, like I said, I think this still will open up more opportunities for him.
All right, next question. This is about NBA. NBA MVP, SGA, or Jokic? Who's your early pick and why?
My early picks. So let's kind of like, before I give my picks, let's kind of run down both of these guys real quick. And also, by the way, they played on Sunday, and that was an amazing game to watch. SGA, had a slow start, but he still shot, what was it, 48% and dropped 40 points. So So the Thunder themselves, they have the best record in the West of 53-11, and then for SGA himself, he's averaging 33 points per game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and again shooting from 52.5% from the field. His mid-range game is deadly as hell, y'all. That mid-range game is deadly, and so just looking at him and looking at him as a whole, like I said, he's averaging 30 plus a game as a guard. I really enjoy watching him play, and like I said, he's leading to the Thunder to the best record in the West. So that checks a box in terms of an MVP. If you can lead your team to have the best record, I think that kind of ties in with the NBA, just having the best record and the player having the best record on the team. I think that kind of checks the box. Yeah, I think it's important on that end. Now it comes to Jokic. Now he's leading. What is it? The Nuggets, the 3rd seed right now. They're 41-23. He's averaging a triple double, y'all. This is nothing new with Jokic, y'all. He's been doing this for the past like 5 seasons plus or whatever. So he's been doing this for a while. He's averaging 28 points per game. He got 13 rebounds, 10.5 assists. When it's all said and done, though, who I think should win MVP, I think I would give it to Jokic. I'm gonna give it to Jokic, just because, like I said, he's averaging a triple double, y'all. He's been doing this like night in and night out, and also I'm just looking at this team, this Nuggets team. Like I feel like if you take Jokic off the court, it's a completely different Nuggets team. It's a completely different team. He is the best. Obviously, he's the best player on his team. They don't have the best record in the NBA, but still, I think going with Jokic is probably my MVP.
I think it has a lot to do with voter fatigue too, because this is something that people have said with Jordan. This is something that people have said with LeBron. You can make an argument to give him MVP every single year, right? But from 2018 to 2021, people were saying that LeBron should win MVP, but the narrative really wasn't there for the media. So I think now the reason why they're not going to give it to Jokic, even though he's definitely deserving of it, I mean, he's just doing crazy shit. But I think they want to give it to a new face. I think they want to give it to someone young and someone exciting, which, Jokic isn't playing the most exciting basketball for the common viewer, and SGA kind of is. And he's also on top, and he's in the same conference as Jokic. I think they but they would give it to SGA, just specifically based on that.
I'm thinking, would it be an issue to be a co-MVP? So it's kind of split that MVP with Jokic and SGA, because I'm not trying to down SGA at all, because what he's doing this year, he's playing out of his mind as well, and he's playing really well. He's really carrying the team on his back as well. But I don't know. You don't think maybe co-MVP maybe?
I think it invalidates the award altogether. I mean, you just got to pick someone at that point, because they've only ever done winners with I think Rookie of the Year. It was Grant Hill and was it Tim Duncan? No, it wasn't Tim Duncan. It was someone else. Anyway, but the point is that I just think you got to pick a winner, and then move on. And I feel like they're gonna pick SGA anyway, just because because Jokic is gonna get another MVP in his life. You don't know if SGA is gonna get another MVP. He's having a crazy season, so that's why NBA media and NBA analysts usually vote in the way of someone who's never gotten the MVP and someone who's having a once in a lifetime season. SGA is probably going to do it again, but the storyline is just right now, and a lot of people think that shouldn't matter, which it shouldn't, because it's sports. But it's just the way it works in sports and media. So.
No, I get you. And then what's crazy is, like I said, they already played on Sunday, and they're actually playing again today. So we gonna see both the MVP race can probably shut the door today.
If SGA drops another 40 bomb, then
I think the discussion could probably end today if he drops another 40 bomb on Jokic and the Nuggets today,
and
wins. So if they win, we could probably shut that door and give it to SGA. Like I said, I'm not ignoring what SGA has been doing this year. Like I said, I think Noah hit the nail, y'all. It's exciting to watch SGA as opposed to watching Jokic, because to the common viewer, to the casual like myself, I like points being put on the board. I like seeing, SGA's a shifty guy, you know what I'm saying? Jokic he don't move like how SGA move, y'all. So I think that's Noah hit the nail in the coffin in terms of just the common viewer, someone like me or someone like some of us out there that watch basketball casually, that like I said, who think SGA could win MVP. And like I said, I'm not taking away anything that SGA has done this year, but my personal, like I said, my favorite, I want to go with Jokic. So.
All right, and then final question, moving it back to football. Do you think the Packers will win the Super Bowl? That question is kind of like it's kind of basic because I feel like you've answered that before. So, what do you think are some of the things that the Packers need to work on in order to advance to a Super Bowl in the next 5 years? We'll just say in the next 5 years.
Okay, yeah. Well, the Packers are actually one of the youngest teams in the NFL. So, and I think in this recent playoff game, though, Jordan Love actually struggled against the Eagles with 3 picks. They have young talent at wide receiver. They got Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed. They got Josh Jacobs. Although, y'all, the NFC North is very, very deep. Very deep. You got the Bears that could be coming up, with Caleb Williams, and hopefully, they turn things around. You got the Detroit Lions. Like I said, they're still around with Dan Campbell, and then the Minnesota Vikings. They might have a regress year. They might regress this year just because of their quarterback situation going on over there. The Packers, though, they have a top 10 defense. I think it will be difficult for them to win a Super Bowl in the next 5 years, but I believe some things that they could probably do is really address Jordan Love and his his playoff struggles and try to mature him a little bit more and probably get him a couple more on that offensive line, maybe help that offensive line out a little bit more. I believe on that defensive side of the ball. They need to get a little bit more help on that D-line. They need to beef up the D-line for sure, hopefully in free agency. As is going on right now, they're making some moves or anything like that. Definitely need to get aggressive in this year in the free agency just because everyone around them is getting much better, and it seems like they're kind of being stagnant with this young team. Every year, they're the youngest team every year. So they need to kind of like flow it out, and they have to maybe, be a little aggressive in the draft as well. Maybe pick up some key pieces that they need, like I said, for that defensive line. Maybe some safety help as well. But overall, though, I could in the next 5 years, I could definitely see them winning. I can see them getting to a Super Bowl in the next 5 years. I don't know how necessarily they can win it, but again, like I said, the NFC, it just seems like around the NFC, everyone else is getting better. And like I said, they're stagnant a little bit. That's not to say, like I said, they won't be able to. But you got teams like the Commanders that are getting better. You got teams like Dallas, who could be up and coming. You got teams like basically everyone in the North. And then you got to worry about with NFC West as well. You got, it's a stack. The conference is really up in the air. There's not a clear favorite over there. So I could see them probably. In the next 5 years, I could see something like that happening.
Real quick, I have just give me your very quick thoughts on these free agent signings.
Okay.
Because they're coming crazy.
They're coming in crazy.
I don't know who these people are because I'm a casual fan, but you probably do. The Bills are signing free agent wide receiver Josh Palmer to a 3-year, $36 million deal. What do you think?
The Bills?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that's a pretty solid pick for them. I think that's not Stephon Diggs' level of a receiver. I think he's like a tier 3 type of receiver in my eyes. He's probably bumped up to tier 2. He did well with the Chargers this last year. I think that he definitely got Josh Allen some help. They did.
The Broncos are signing free agent safety Talanoa. That's me. Hufanga.
Ah! See, and I think I talked about it earlier before, y'all. The Broncos really needed to get safety help, and I think that guy just boosted up the safety room down over there in Denver. I'm really excited about that signing.
Colts are expected to sign free agent safety Cam Bynum, 4 years, $60 million.
Ooh, okay. I was looking more towards Cam Bynum as a Broncos fan. I liked his game as well, but I think that's really going to improve the Colts locker room as well.
This actually came in 30 minutes ago, and we were still filming, so you probably didn't see it. But the Jets are signing Justin Fields to a 2-year, $40 million deal.
Whoa, the Jets.
We were just talking about the Jets.
We were just talking about the Jets. Now, I think this is a really good move for them. Justin Fields is a dual threat quarterback guy. I think overall, I'm hoping if they get the right pieces around him, they need to make sure the offensive line's good. But I really like that for the Jets.
All right.
Wow, that man.
There you go.
See, I've told y'all, man. And it's gonna keep coming in, y'all. Like I said, I won't be able to get everything that I got into today. I'll try to get my live reactions throughout the week of any more huge signings as well. You know, like I said, thank you to all my listeners and all of my supporters out there. Like I said, I hope you guys have a great week, and you know, thank you for tuning in today. Okay, have a good one.